Hi guys, Yanis here from SKAN Heating, and today we have a very interesting topic. I've been tonight, one of my customers, and he told me, Yanis, I have a slightly leaking on the cylinder. One of the leakings on the tundish and the other leaking I don't want to deal now, it was for another valve. And let's see why we have this leaking on the tundish for the unvented hot water cylinder with internal expansion vessel. Let's explain how the internal expansion vessel works first, and then we will go why this one happens. First of all, the expansion vessel, if we maintain regularly, has to be an air gap here on the top of the cylinder. With this air gap, actually, we can absorb the temperature difference, which create pressure difference. As we know, the size of the water getting bigger as soon as getting hot and getting smaller as soon as getting cold. If we don't have this gap, if we have this gap, yes, smoothly and nicely, the size of the water, the excess of the size of the water as getting hotter, goes slightly above this point, and the air gap keep maintain the balance on the system. If we don't have this air gap, unfortunately, the whole cylinder is getting full up of the water, and as a result, the excess of the water go to the first weakest point, which is the expansion valve on the combi valve, which is rated on 8 bars. And the last case on the TPRV, which is rated on 10 bars, 90 degrees Celsius. How we can fix this problem now? The first action we have to do is, first of all, to maintain the air gap. How we can maintain the air gap? Simply, there is a drain valve on the cylinder, which first of all we have to switch off the mains for the hot water, open the lowest hot water tap of the installation, and then open the drain valve. With this weather, the water is going to drain down up to this level, and then we have to switch off the valve, switch off the tap, and refill the cylinder with the water. Every unvented hot water cylinder with an internal expansion vessel has his own procedures, but very generally speaking, that's the whole thing. But we have to be very careful. And of course, whatever actions we discuss here has to be done by registered, certified, unvented hot water heating engineers. Yes, if we maintain the air gap and the tundish stop to working, happy days. If keep dripping, there are two scenarios. One scenario, which is the most common scenario, is the expansion valve of the cylinder, unfortunately, because running for a long time, it's full of debris inside, and it's damaged and let by, and then we have to replace the combination valve. The other thing is we have to make sure we don't have any tiny small holes on this pipe, and the air gap, instead to stay in, unfortunately goes out of the cylinder. In this case, we don't have other option. We have to replace the cylinder. In this case, easily we can replace the combi valve. But how do we know if it's the combination valve, TPRV valve, or the cylinder as itself? Two things we can do. Let's say if the problem is the air gap into the cylinder, if we switch off the mains and open the nearest hot tap, normally the water has to keep running for minimum 1 minute or 2 minutes sometimes until completely stop. That tells to us that there is enough air gap. If we open the tap and the air gap is not exist, normally as soon as we switch this one off, the hot water switches off. If we make sure then we have the necessary air gap, because as soon as we turn on the hot tap and we have the stop mains off and the water keeps turning for 2 minutes, we have the air gap, and with happy days we go only for the combination valve. How do we know it's only the combi valve or the TPRV valve? There are two ways. The only way which I suggest you is just to disconnect the pipe from the TPRV and check visually if the water comes from this or that. I know sometimes it's not easy, I know it's not handy, but that's the proper way. I hope you like it, guys. Please support this channel with like, subscribe, and if you have any questions, any concerns, please more than happy write a comment, and I will be more than happy to answer to any questions as we do so far. Thank you so much, guys, and have a good evening. Bye bye.